So many wonderful things continuing to happen in our local churches and schools as we're nearing 2 full months of virtual learning and worshiping. And the stories this week are all about drive-bys. Hi, I'm Connie Vandeman Jeffery, and this is All God's People. At Simi Valley Church in Southern California, Pastors Jan and Phil White started a drive-by greeting time after the virtual worship service on Sabbaths. 2 weeks ago, 20 people showed up in their cars, and the pastors prayed with them, collected tithe and offerings, handed out Sabbath school materials for adults and children, and gave out Pastor Phil's famous Smile, Jesus Loves You balloons to the kids. A blessing for all involved. In Central California, local churches in the South Bay are teaming up to help the community by giving free groceries to families who need it the most, while limiting exposure amid COVID-19 restrictions. The Adventist Church in Sunnyvale and other Adventist churches partnered with Fight the Hate to host drive-thru free grocery pickups. In Fresno on Sunday, May 3, several Adventist churches partnered to give away groceries to 1,000 families. The giveaway started at 9 a.m., but so many people showed up that they ran out of boxes by noon, 2 hours early. About 100 volunteers packed up 40,000 pounds of food, wearing gloves and masks as they loaded up the cars. Church officials are hoping to do more giveaways at the end of May or early June. I'm so impressed by the hundreds of hours, thousands of pounds of food, and the dedicated volunteers union-wide who are continuing to feed those in need during these times. Keep up the great work. Like many high schools across the country, El Dorado Adventist School in Placerville was grappling with how to properly recognize their graduating high school seniors given the pandemic. That's when a local church came up with a special heartwarming idea. They decided to take the graduation ceremony on the road. Kelly Gaines is one Academy senior who received a special surprise right in her own driveway. And she believes this will be more memorable for her than an actual graduation. Also at El Dorado Adventist School, last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, and the families did something very special. They took part in a drive-by parade of appreciation for their teachers. The school staff gathered in front of the school, standing at the proper distance apart, and watched students and parents drive by holding signs of appreciation. The local police, sheriff, and fire departments also participated in the parade. In addition, teachers received gifts delivered to their homes. Way to go, Placerville! And for all the incredible drive-by graduation memories and teacher appreciation shown from all over our union, a huge thank you. Mental Health Awareness Month has been observed in May in the United States since 1949, reaching millions of people in the U.S. through the media, local events, and screenings. In the current circumstances, our own mental health and that of our families and loved ones is a very relevant concern. If you're preoccupied and having difficulty focusing, if your sleep isn't great and you aren't eating as well as you know you should, you may be stressed out by COVID-19. Well, we have some excellent resources from Adventist Health, the CDC, and the National Alliance on Mental Illness in our bulletin this week. With all the exciting and upbeat stories we share with you every week, we recognize that these are extremely stressful, discouraging times for many of us. And we want to be ever mindful of what our church members, family, and friends are going through, and offer encouragement and practical suggestions on how to cope. Please check out these links. Talk to your pastor or a counselor or a trusted friend. Get help if you're feeling isolated and lonely. I find comfort in the scriptures and in music. I feel better when I exercise regularly and stay connected. There's help out there for you, just a phone call or a click away. We asked Pastor Tim Nelson to record a devotional for us this week. He's been pastoring in Hawaii for the past 20 years and currently pastors 3 congregations on the windward side of Oahu.
Hey friends, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Well, we all go through times of crisis and trial where anxiety and fear threaten to overwhelm us. I know when I go through these times, I like to visit my marker stones. When God brought the children of Israel into the promised land, he had them erect 12 large stones. And these stones were there to remind future generations that the God who had brought them through that past crisis could bring them through whatever current crisis they were in, if they but put their faith in him. What are your marker stones? For some of us, they're pictures on the mantle. For others, they're words in the journal or texts on a phone. But whatever they are, If you happen to be going through crisis today, I invite you to visit your marker stones, to remind yourself how God worked in your past, and to encourage yourself to remember that the same God who did those great things for you before wants to do them for you now, if you but trust in Him. God is with you. He is on His throne, and He has a great plan for your life. Just trust Him. Have a great day. You're blessed.
Mahalo, Pastor Tim. Thank you so much for reminding us of the marker stones in our lives. And thank you for joining us this week. For all God's people, I'm Connie Jeffery.